Jai Masters. One's spiritual growth can either be very complicated or very simple, take very long or be relatively rapid. The question becomes, how are you following this path? Some people, maybe most people, try to imagine or reach up for something that's beyond themselves. But it's a struggle. It's as though there's something holding you down that you don't naturally experience that state. So you reach for it, you grab for it. It's an achievement. It's a goal. It's something you try to get. That's a very arduous path. It's like saying, I really want to go to New York, but I've never been there, and I don't know how to get there, but I'm hoping. Another way of walking the path, which is much more certain, like every step you take is in the right direction. But what if I've never been there? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There's a way that every step you take is leading you there, even if you've never been there. What'll happen is when you try to take your first step up, that's the most important one, your first step, you will notice it's not easy. You will notice there's something holding you back. You'll feel it. It's like a rubber band, something that is just holding you back. That's the essence of your spiritual path from beginning to end. Instead of trying to reach and stretch and try and effort, you take a look and say, what is this that's holding me back? Because that I know about. I've lived with it my whole life. It's always been in there. It's like an anchor on a ship. Don't try to sail the boat when it's anchored. It doesn't work well. You'll know why I like this example better. Don't get into a hot air balloon that's tethered and try to go up by putting more helium in it or putting more hot air in it. Take a look at why it's not going up. Because its natural state is to go up. Do you understand that? But there's something keeping it from going up. That's the same with you. That's the same with everybody. Your natural state is beyond your comprehension. I don't care how high you've ever been. It's way higher than that. And then it's higher than that. And then it's higher than that. There is no end to how high you are. No end. You've never seen the light of day. You think you felt love? You have no idea. You think you felt joy? You have no idea. You think you've been happy? You have no idea. All right? That's who you are. That is the level of your being. Oh, why don't I feel it all the time? Because you're anchored. So it's the same thing. You're tethered. So basically, instead of trying to put more air in it and trying to reach up and try harder and believe, I believe, okay, well, I believe you're anchored. That's what I believe. And guess what? You know you are. How's that? There's no question you're anchored. You feel it pulling on you all the time. You feel it grabbing you back inside. Whatever you try to go out and fully express yourself, there's fear in there, isn't there? There's insecurity in there, isn't there? There's darkness in there. There's lacking. How would we call that? You know what lacking is? The right word for need. Some people think needs are wonderful things. They are not wonderful things. They're holding you back. If you need something, then there's something wrong with you. Anything you need, I'll put aside the basic physiological needs. Let's not argue about those, because that's not what we're talking about, is it? Anything you need is because something's wrong. They don't tell you that, do they? In fact, they advertise, try to stir up your needs, get you to buy stuff. Okay? That's the culture you live in. That's your society, all right? I'm going to stimulate your needs and make you come out and pay money for them. Okay? And show you everybody else, and look how happy they are. They're driving a Ferrari. Most people who are driving Ferraris have a lot of trouble, but we won't talk about that. But basically, a need is what we're talking about. A need is an anchor. A need is something's not okay in here. And so instead of naturally going up, I'm going out. There's nothing wrong with that. We're not talking about right or wrong. We're talking about physics. We're talking about reality. If you have a need, there's going to be a tendency to try and do something about it, isn't there? Why? Because it's not comfortable. The need is not holy. You are not a needy person. Now, I know you think you are, but I'm telling you right now, you do not have a single need, not a single need at that level. You are whole and complete within yourself. You always have been, and you can be that way. There's a reason that you're not experiencing that. And it's not because you have not fulfilled your need. There's no fulfilling a need. Just watch what happens when you start to try to fulfill a need. You get possessive. You get grabby. You get insecure that it might go away. Do you understand that? I'm not talking about just relationships, jobs, this, that, everything. Every single thing you do that's coming out of a need starts with something's wrong. If nothing's wrong, you don't have a need, do you? A need means something's wrong. Now, there are ways to do something to compensate for what's wrong. Make it feel better. Make it not be the primary thing that's going on in your mind and heart all the time. If I have a headache, I can take an aspirin. It has nothing to do with a headache. It is an attempt to compensate, to make it more tolerable, to make it easier to live with, so that it is not number one on your hit parade, which normally needs are, aren't they? And so that is a life you can live. Right? Now, that's not even spiritually trying. That's not reaching up. Okay, what happens is needs won't let you reach up. You have to fight with them because you're trying to reach out. They want you to reach out to do something to make it more comfortable to live inside with this need. And they will always tell you to reach out. You need more money, you need a better relationship, you need people to like you more, you need more acceptance, and everybody's got them. Don't you worry about it. I need to travel. What do you mean you need to travel? What has that got to do with anything? Because it distracts me from my needs. If I go places and see new things, I'm not thinking about my needs. You're just distracting yourself. And that's why you need to do all these things, because you're not okay. You have needs. So here, how do you know whether it's a need? I'm planning for ramification. I'm all excited about it and so on. But it's not a need, Mickey. It's not a need. It's an exciting thing. Okay, you can't go. What do you mean I can't go? Why can't I go? All of a sudden you're depressed. All of a sudden you're not so happy anymore, are you? It was a need. It was an attempt to compensate, to distract you from this need that is bothering you. The moment you can't do it, this need comes up, roars up inside of you. Again, nothing's wrong with that. It's the human predicament. The new book that's coming out, most of you know the book's coming out in May, and it's called Living Untethered, Beyond the Human Predicament. This is the human predicament. The human predicament is not, I don't have enough money to satisfy my needs. Oh, so-and-so, I love them and they don't love me. That's not the human predicament. The human predicament is you have needs. The fact that you didn't get them satisfied, that's what you want to define as the human predicament. The human predicament from a deeper spiritual, Buddhists talk about work at the root. The root is you don't feel complete. The root is there's something missing in there. So the fact that you didn't get what you thought was going to compensate for it, that's not the predicament. You can be whole. You can be complete. That's something much higher to work on instead of working on compensating for the fact that you don't feel whole and complete. I don't feel love. Well, that's a problem. You're supposed to feel love. It's a natural... Here, watch. I don't feel health. What do? You sit around, I don't feel health. No, you go to a doctor. You try to find out, why don't I feel health? Well, if you don't feel love, there's something wrong. If you don't feel health, it's not the Pepto-Bismol or the Alka-Seltzer that's going to fix this. There's some reason that you need that. It's the same true with all of this stuff. So again, what spirituality, deep spirituality, is instead of sitting there saying, I want to reach for something I need, or higher, reach for God, reach for something spiritual, let's start where we are. What's wrong with me that I have these needs? What's wrong with me that I don't feel the presence of God, the presence of all this beauty and love inside of me all the time? Not how do I get it? Please understand that. Because you're fighting against yourself. And that's why it's so hard. You're reaching, grabbing, doing, trying to get something that you're not. And what true, deep spirituality says is, why don't you feel it now? Why don't we work on that instead of working on getting what you think will make it okay? So that's our starting foundation. Is it possible that I can find out why I don't feel it now? It's not only possible, it's so easy, it's ridiculous. You will have to go out of your way to not find out what's bothering you. Why? Because it bothers you. It is talking to you all the time, every moment of your life. Oh my God, what if he doesn't love me? Oh my God, what if she likes everything? What if she told me she loved me, now she tells somebody else she loved me? What are they saying over there? You got it. You got the bug, don't you? All right, everybody. If you're human, you got it. And there's just this problem inside. And it lets you know all the time, doesn't it, what it is. But there's not hard to find out what's wrong. And if you don't deal with it properly, it can get really wrong. You can get very broken, can't you? Can't even live your life reasonably at all. Can it get like that? Has it ever been like that? It's broken. If you're broken, fix it. Don't run around and try to compensate for it, because you're going to keep running for your whole life. It will never stop. Your parents, has it all stopped? They got no problems at all? Just, we're there. Your grandparents, they're doing great. Everything's wonderful. Totally happy, filled with bliss and joy. No problem. Open your eyes. It will never stop. Why? You can be so good at compensating, at manipulating, at controlling, but it means you have to do that. The moment you stop doing that, or the moment you realize it's not working, you're not okay. That's why you have moods. Moods are not natural. They mean something is wrong. What is your natural state? Well, I don't know. They went to Ananda Moyma, and they asked her mother, how are you doing? She said, ever the same, my child. Ever the same. And there was this ecstasy pouring through her being. That is your natural state. Don't you just think that great saints reach a state like that? That is what you have going on inside of you. It is not moody. You're always okay. You wake up in the morning, you're so filled with joy and bliss for having woken up. Who knows where it came from? There's just this beautiful flow of energy pouring through your being. And it's there all day, maybe more, maybe a little bit less, but that's your position. If somebody asks you, do you ever have variations in your state? Yes, there's variations, from absolutely so high you can't see straight to, wow, do I feel good. That's how I want your variations to be. What a moody person. My God, what's wrong with you? I'm telling you, this is your state. This is your natural state. So the question becomes, what's wrong? Why don't I experience that? And I'm telling you, it tells you every moment of your life what's wrong. You're parked at a stoplight, and you're looking at your phone, and the light changes, and you're not paying attention, and the person behind you very naturally goes beep. Not, no road rage, just beep, beep. How you doing? You're embarrassed. Just look in there. I used to watch Mickey years ago. Let's say that happens. Then we're at a stoplight and there's nobody next to me, and this person is pulling up. He would stay back and not pull all the way up. I didn't want to look at him. It's like I did something wrong. I had to be beeped at. Now, am I that broken, or does anybody relate to any of this? It doesn't happen anymore, right? But that used to happen. And that's a tiny, tiny little example of what goes on in there, isn't it? Okay. If you have that in there, you are not going to be okay. There are going to be situation after situation. You say hello to somebody, they're not going to look at you. Then say hello back. What's wrong? What did I do? Everything, anything. Your spouse or special person, significant other, get my words right, comes in that day after going to work and I had a bad day. And they go lay down. Whoa, they didn't even say hello. What's wrong? What? Something's wrong. That is not natural. That is not supposed to be that way. How come the person doesn't come in after work, doesn't say hello, and you sit there and say, oh, poor thing, compassion was had a tough day. I'll make sure that he's got lots of love when he or she comes out. Okay? Why? It can be any way you want in there. You listen to me. It can be any way you want in there. Why? Because you're the only one in there. Your mommy's not in there, daddy's not in there, ex-husband's not in there, boyfriend's not in there, girlfriend's not in there. You are the only one living in there. It's your house. Don't tell me your house can't be dirty or clean. It's your choice. If you don't clean up, it's dirty. If you clean up, it's clean. If you decorate it with nice, joyful things, it's fun to come into. You are the only one living in there. It is your house. It can be any way you want. If it's dirty in there, you made it dirty in there. If it's joyful in there, you helped it be joyful in there. So what happens if I don't pay attention to that? What happens is as follows. It's very simple. The new book goes into this very deeply. Events happen outside. That's got nothing to do with you. It's a happening place. They're happening all over the place. Every dot of Earth has something going on. Above, below, micro, macro, animals. There's always something going on, right? That's just the way it is. It's just like a motion picture. And it's also going on Mars. And it's also going on in all the galaxies. You don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter. It's still going on, isn't it? It's a big place with lots of stuff going on. Okay, it is inevitable that there's going to be something going on in front of you. What's going to happen with that? It's going to come in through your senses. They're sensors. That's all they are. They're sensors. They're light sensitive, sound sensitive, touch sensitive, and then they send the message back to you. Okay, there, have fun. That's it. I just explained your life. And let's get this straight. Here's what goes on in your life. You ready? You're going to come down to the planet Earth. There you are. And then you're going to leave. And then you just have this period of time where your sensors are sensing what's in front of you. That's what's going on. Don't ever ask what's going on. I tell you what's going on. Your sensors are going to sense what is in front of you. They're not going to sense what's not in front of you. So there it is. You're going to be here for some years, and there'll be moments unfolding in front of you. Where did they come from? I'm telling you, the new book, it actually answers that question seriously, not just at surface level. Where did the moments in front of you come from? They came from the total accumulation of 13.8 billion years of everything that ever happened, all interacting with each other. And then that's the one that ends up in front of you. Okay? Right or wrong? If your brakes, I don't want to talk about that too hard, but if your brakes fail in your car, it's not something you did. I know, I understand. You tried to push the brake down, but it's the manufacturer didn't check, or the computer had a bug when it was supposed to do the automatic. It goes all the way back, doesn't it? Every single thing is tied together. If it rains on your birthday, it's not because it was your birthday. It's because over there in the Ural Mountains, there was a high, and then it came across the low and across the ocean, and that result, some water fell out of the sky on your birthday. It's not personal, is it? So basically, there's a moment unfolding in front of you. All you have to do is think. There's always a moment somewhere. This is the one that's in front of me. There is a moment happening everywhere. I mean everywhere. At the street corner in Paris and over here and there and everywhere. There's something happening, isn't there? Every moment. And it keeps coming and going. This is the one that's in front of you. All right, now what happens? Because we talk about where this stuff, this problem inside, where did it come from? Because you were not made that way. You're meant to be in ecstasy. You're meant to be in joy. You're meant to be blown away by every moment that passes in front of you. It was God's idea, Disney World. That's what's happening. It's happening. Would you rather have nothing? Would you rather have nothing? I'll take it out of space, a lot of empty space up there, and I'll drop you in there. Bye. How you doing? Good. Can I see a roach, please? Right? So instead, you get this tremendously interesting moment unfolding in front of you. Is it boring? It can't be. It always changes. It just doesn't stay the same. Nothing stays the same ever. So now the moment's in front of you, and you have sensors, your senses. Well, senses, pick up the moment, the different aspects of it, and they send them back to you in there. And I know you guys, every one of you, everyone that comes to you, say, thank you. Thank you, moment. Thank you, God. Thank you, creation. Thank you, don't you? Tremendous gratitude to be able to see people, places, things, noises, anything, everything. I don't think so. There's a problem. It comes in It's supposed to merge with your consciousness. It's supposed to touch the innermost part of your being. Like when you hug someone you love, ooh, that comes in, doesn't it? When you see a beautiful sunset, it just blows you away. It comes all the way in. You say, it was like God touched me. It did. It did. It all came in. But that doesn't usually happen that way, does it? What usually happens is something inside of you, and we won't go that deep in this discussion, your consciousness, your will, says, I don't think so. I don't like what he said. I don't like what he didn't say. I don't like what he probably meant by what he said. I don't like what somebody else told him about me that probably made him say what he said. In other words, you do this thing called resistance. Literally, there's a power, a will inside of you. I call it inner hands. You have inner hands that can push things around in there. That's what you ended up doing inside. It's your house. You can do anything you want. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll screw myself up. That's what I'm going to do. That's mine. I can do anything I want. And what I'm going to do is if something comes in that the vibration isn't exactly comfortable to me, instead of saying, oh, that too, all things happen, all fade away, there it goes, different things come in the senses and you experience them. They don't all feel the same, do they? But you can't handle ones. Which ones? A whole lot. And so you end up pushing it away. When you do that, you've held that inside of you. If somebody says something that you don't like, what does that mean? I don't like. What I'm talking about. You in there say, not on my watch. I ain't getting done. Well, I like when you say that because I'm challenging you. Not on my watch, he's not saying that. Well, unfortunately, he just did. And there's no eraser in there that you can, no, you didn't. Yes, he did. And you now got this problem. What's the problem? Reality and you, they don't match. Because you just said, not on my watch. And you meant it. And you ain't making it not happen. You can yell at the guy, you growl, you can do whatever you want. You can leave, go sleep on the couch. You do anything you want. It still happened. The moment in front of you unfolded. And if you ask that person, why did you do that? You don't want to hear the answer. Because it starts 13.8 billion years ago. Right? You got to figure out where the genetics came from. You got to figure out what relationship they had with their parents. There's a long answer as to why they did that. So don't go yelling, why'd you do that? Because you don't want to sit down and hear the answer. It's ridiculous, all right? It happened. It's there. It unfolded. Your only choice is, I accept that happened. Now we can deal with it. Right, but I accept that it happened. If I don't accept that it happened, I have to resist it. You can either accept or resist. That's all your choice in there. Because it happened. Do you understand? I'm so sorry. It's not that I'm not compassionate. In truth, this is compassion. To say to you, it happened. Either you accept it and then it's over, or you resist it and it stays there forever. So I am being compassionate to tell you this. Not, oh, you poor little thing. Anybody would be broken if that happened to them. Oh, my God, this will bother you your whole life. I don't want to tell you that. I don't want it to bother you your whole life. You know how long I want it to bother you? Somebody once asked Ramakrishna, the great saint, very high being, does an enlightened being ever feel anger? And you know what he said? Yes. He said it's like riding on water. It's not there very long, is it? Hold on. You can't read what you're on water, can you? Nothing stays. That's what's supposed to happen inside of you. It's supposed to come in. Why? Because it happened. I don't like it. Too bad. I don't know what to tell you. We can deal with it afterwards, but as far as the initial impact of what's going on inside of you, it happened. You can't erase it. You can't undo what actually happened. You either resist it or accept it. If you accept it, it comes in. You touch it, you learn from it, you grow from it, you feel the depth of its vibration. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It just means it comes in, oh, wow, you experience that. If you resist it, it does not pass through. Why? You didn't let it. And that's the only reason it didn't. Otherwise, the moment left, why is it still inside of you? The person doesn't keep sitting there saying, I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't like you for your whole entire life. But inside it does. Who did that? You did that. There's nobody else in there that came in there, somebody insulted you, said some not nice thing to you because they were in a bad mood, or somebody said something not nice to them before they saw you, right? And they said that, and it came in, and it felt yucky. Everything has its nature. That vibration doesn't feel real good, right? And you looked at it and you say, well, it happened. You want to practice the teachings? That's what somebody in there, the witness, says. It happened. Don't touch it. Whoa. And it comes in and it passes through. You can deal with it after you do that. Then at least you're dealing with it, not dealing with you. If you resist it, and you do, if you resist it, the entire vibration stays inside of you. For how long? Go ask Freud. You sit down laying out on the couch with Freud, the first thing he asks you, and your mother? What was your relationship with your mother? Well, I'm 80 years old. My mother died 40 years ago. It doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't make any difference. It's in there. Why? Because you pushed it down in there. You kept it in there. It's a thing. I want you to see this. The vibration, the energy of an event has all kinds of energy. It's physics, it's chemistry, it's everything. It comes in and renders inside of you, and it's a thing. You kept that thing. You kept that energy pattern. In yoga, we call it a samskara. There's actually a word for it, going all the way back to the Upanishads, the ancient yoga teachings. If you resist that energy, it creates a pocket of energy inside of you that will keep coming back up unless you keep pushing it back down. There. I just talked about one passing moment. You do keep them in there, don't you? You have to use your being, your will, to keep it in there. Otherwise, what will happen? It will come back up, won't it? Does it come back up? Somebody mentions their mother. Somebody mentions somebody yelling at them. Somebody mentions who insulted them. And what do you say 20 years later? You don't even know what it's like to get insulted. I'll show you what it's like to get insulted. You should hear what this person did to me. Can anybody relate to what I'm saying? That is the act that screwed you up. The event did not screw you up. The fact that somebody insulted you, said something 20 years ago, it did not mess you up. The person is not saying it anymore. It's over. It's nothing. But it is inside of you because you resisted it. That's the whole thing to understand spirituality. Now we're at the core. It is not a problem that life unfolds. Is it fair? Of course not. Life doesn't even know what fair means. You know what fair looks like to life? We'll have a tsunami or a hurricane come through and wipe out entire villages, and the next day the sun is so beautiful and the air is so crisp, and she doesn't say a word, does she? It just is. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Why? Because it's better than nothing. Anytime you think it's terrible, I'm going to put you out there in empty space and leave you there for a while. And let's see how you're doing. And eventually you come back and you say, wow, I can handle this. That's a spiritual mantra. I can handle this. Now the problem now is you've made such a mess in there because you didn't just store that one insult. You stored... We don't want to talk about that, do we? There's a lot of stuff in there. A lot of things that happened that weren't so comfortable, and you still got them in there. I mean, it could happen that your ex was named Paul, and you go to a party 30 years later in another country, and somebody yells out, Paul, Paul, and your heart goes... It is so clear what's going on. You stored that in there. Well, then you're not going to be okay. You made a collection of bad experiences. People have hobbies. They collect all kinds of things. Stamps, spoons, teacups. You decided to collect bad experiences. That's a very nice hobby. Guess what? You're not going to be okay, are you? You did this. Your ex may have been terrible. I'm so sorry. But the fact that he or she is still in there, that's your problem. They can't still be in there. They're gone. You divorced them. But you didn't really. The arguments are still going on in there. You hear his name, it messes you up. It's not supposed to be like that. It is not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to let the moments come, and then they make it through you, and then you deal with them. Nobody's saying you don't deal with them. But you don't deal with them because they bothered you so much and you're really being reactive to the bothering. Like what most people are doing is not dealing with the incident. They're dealing with their reaction to the incident forever. If you get in a car accident, I don't want to be that strong, but they have a little bumper bender. And there it is. Okay, it happened. You can get all upset. You can get all embarrassed. You can go blaming the person. You can get their name and number and then hate them forever. You can do anything you want with it. Or you can sit there and say, oh, that's what happened now. Can you handle that it happened? That doesn't mean you don't get their insurance card. That doesn't mean you don't deal with your car. That doesn't mean you don't deal with things. But you deal with them out of fun. You deal with them out of love. You deal with them out of, this is what happened next. This is what we're going to do now. We're going to deal with the insurance. We're going to deal with the car. That's what happened next. But no, if you get all weird about it, it shouldn't have happened. It's irrelevant. It did. None of this stuff you're doing is helping. And so basically you create this whole thing about it and you resist it and so on. Now every time you have to deal with it, you hate it. Yeah, I hate talking to the insurance. Why do I have to talk to the insurance people? That person hit my car. I shouldn't have to do anything. Good. Are you having fun now? That's worse than the accident. Yes. The original event is an event that happened. If you can't handle it, you resist it, you suppress it, you push it down. It will then color your entire life. Same thing, 20 years later. Boy, I just got in an accident. You should hear the accident I got in 20 years ago. It's just, in other words, I couldn't handle it. So I need to talk about it. I need to share it with people. I need to see that mine was worse than somebody else. I need compassion. Oh, there's that word. I need. Of course you need. Because you blocked yourself by storing it inside. If you store it inside, your energy flow can't flow properly. Therefore, where you're blocked, you will feel a need. That's what need is, a lack of Shakti, a lack of energy, a lack of spirit flowing through parts of your being. So those parts are dead, those parts are empty, those parts are complicated and confused. And then what we try to do about it, like I told you, is instead of getting rid of the blockage, which is causing the non-fulfillment, we go out there and try to compensate for the fact that we're blocked. And that becomes the definition of your entire life. I need a better relationship. I need a better job. I need more respect. I need to stay young so people will be attracted to me. Why? Because I'm not whole. Why are you not whole? That's what I want to know. Why am I not whole? I've just told you in slow motion. Because you did this. Because you stored the stuff inside of you that bothered you. But if you store stuff inside of you that bothers you and make a collection of it, you're going to be a very bothered person. Right? I was in a love relationship and they hurt me. They left me. They hurt me. Well, that was when I was 12, okay? And now I'm scared of all relationships. I'm scared someone's going to hurt me again. I don't really trust what they say. I'm looking. I'm reading their body language. Let me tell you something right now. If you have a problem, you're reading your body language. You're just projecting it out. Oh, look how they're sitting. They're covering their heart. What if you have no problem with relationships? Oh, look how they're sitting. They're proud. It's just going to be you projecting your problems onto somebody else. Like I ask people, do I believe in body language? Of course I do. I believe in everything. It's all real. What I want to know is, why are you looking? Why did all of a sudden, you're not reading everybody's body language, only his. Why? Because you have this stuff stored in there. Because you're not okay. I want you to be okay. I want you to be whole and complete inside yourself. Is it okay to have a relationship? Of course it's okay to have a relationship. When you're filled with love, you want to share it. But not, I need love, and therefore you got picked, and this is how you're supposed to be, and this is what you better do, you better do that. Come on, check the list, all right? In other words, I'm not okay, and you're supposed to make me be okay. That's not the purpose of a healthy relationship. What's the purpose of a healthy relationship? To share the beauty and greatness that you have found inside yourself. Love loves to share love. Inspiration loves to create. That's why you go to work. You go to work because you feel such inspiration and you can't wait to share it. You can't wait to give. You can't wait to create. You're the most beautiful, inspired, passionate, creative person in your job. Therefore, you get raises, but you didn't ask for them. Nothing will hold you down. Become whole. Become complete. Then share that with everybody and everything with the world. Not, I'm not okay. And I need to do something to make myself be okay, and you're it. I picked you. So the question becomes, what do I do because I did this? I have been storing these things inside of me. Anything that didn't feel good is still in there. What do I do about that? I mean, I can do something. I'm like damaged goods. Reject. No, there's no such thing as damaged goods. You stored this in there. And I've proven to you that you're holding it in there. Why? When it comes back up, you push it back down. Does it try to come back up? It tries to come back on your dreams. It just tries to release. It's always trying to release. That's what that talkie inside your mind is. It's the same thing as your dreams. It's just your mind trying to purify. Your mind does not want to be broken, no more than your body wants to be broken. You have an entire immune system in your body that tries to throw out impurities, don't you? Well, it's the same thing with your mind. Your mind is holy. It's a great thing. It's beautiful. It's creative. It's brilliant. Your mind is great. But if you have stored all this stuff in there, it's trying to release. And that's why it goes, oh my God, I'm scared. And he didn't like me anymore. What's going to happen? What should I do about this? Well, maybe I'll have to change what I'm wearing. That's the mind. There it goes. What's it trying to do? Release all the garbage you have in there. It doesn't do that when you're clean. It doesn't do that when you're clean. It's inspired. It's filled with beauty. What does a clean mind sound like? Wow! Wow! Wow, is this neat? All right? It's your night to take out the garbage. Wow! It's fun to take out the garbage. It's fun to wash the dishes. Wow! There's a moment in front of me. Wow! Where did it come from? Wow! I've told you once before, I can't help myself. Do you understand that the moment in front of you, no one has ever seen it, no one will ever, it is only yours? Whoa! My God, you're special. Really, seriously. That moment is only you are seeing it the way you're seeing it, at the angle you're looking at it, and so on. It has never existed before. It will never exist again. It is a personal, private showing that God is showing you. Okay? So that's what it's like when you're clean. Wow! Wow, thank you. Some teachers teach that appreciation is the highest state, gratitude. Now you see why. It's not you're supposed to be grateful. You are grateful because you got rid of the stuff that's making you not grateful. You got rid of the stuff that's saying, only if it's my way am I grateful. Careful, because it's not that often going to be your way. But I'm strong, I'll manipulate it. That's not good. So we've now come down to closing chapter. I understand what's going on. Do you now understand what's going on? Okay, what do you do about it? Obviously, if it's the problem, letting it go is the solution. And I know you've never heard me say let go. That's never left my mouth before, all right? Why? Because that is the solution to what? Everything. You don't need to hold this in here. Well, what do? Crash course. Don't start with the big stuff. Don't start with the big stuff. I don't care about the big stuff. Leave it alone. Start with the really, really small stuff. The driver in front of you, the weather, stuff that you have no control over, and you're causing yourself all kinds of trouble for no reason. There is no benefit to being bothered by the driver in front of you. If you can pass, pass. I'm not telling you not to pass. But if you're stuck there, there's no reason to be talking to the guy or the gal. They don't hear you. All you're doing is upsetting yourself. In business, there's this thing called cost-benefit analysis. You sit there and try to figure out what are the benefits if I do it, what are the costs if I do it. And you know what? I've been in a lot of board meetings, all kinds of things. I've never seen any business person say, I want the one that has 100% cost and zero benefit. That's what you're doing when you cause yourself trouble about the weather, about the driver in front of you, about what you thought maybe somebody said, but you're not sure. You're just causing trouble for yourself. That's where you do your work. You do your work every moment of every day with the tiny little things that you're causing yourself trouble about, that there's no reason to cause yourself trouble. Oh my God, I think I gained a pound. I don't know if I did. There's no scale, but what are you doing? You want to go weigh yourself? Wait till there's a scale, but don't do it in the meantime. You are making yourself sick, and then you're expecting the world to make you okay. I want you to work there, that's all. If you work there, you're going to learn the techniques of how to let go, how to work with yourself. And then basically you'll see that something bigger happens and you'll be shocked. I handled that. I didn't used to be able to handle that. I used to get all upset about that. And somebody said one word, I'm crying. Hey, hello, where'd you go? And you won't find it. And don't look for it, by the way. Because if you look for it, you'll find it. But the fact that you removed your consciousness from that level is a very healthy thing to do. And I'm telling you, that's spiritual growth. How do you like that? Do your work. Do your work on yourself. When? every moment of every day, wherever you are. Driving your car, at work, this, that, the children, driving to soccer, practice, everything. But you can use affirmation, you can let go, but please be in there cleaning up. Because if you clean up, you're going to find out these things you thought were needs were problems. They were not needs. They were blockages that you stored inside yourself. And when those are gone, by all means, you can share. But it is not a need. There are no needs. You have needs because you're blocked. If you release these blockages, well, what do I do if it comes up? Do your best to let go. Just do your best. That's okay. I listened to little parts of an interview of Russell Brand with Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle is very beautiful. I've met him once. And basically, I like what he said. I don't say that because I'm harder with you guys. But I like what he said. He said, okay, if you feel a desire, a need, something, you'll feel energy pulling on you to go do it. He said, I'm not telling you not to do it. What I just want 2 minutes. Will you, for 2 minutes, not do it? For 2 minutes, not rush over there and say something, not eat a piece of chocolate cake. Just 2 minutes, watch. Whoa, it melted my heart. Just watch what it looks like to have that desire. Watch what it looks, how powerful it is pulling on you, the tendency to right away react. You give me those 2 minutes and everything will change because you're practicing witness consciousness. You're practicing sitting inside and not going with those energies. Is something wrong with the energy? No, I don't want to talk about it. There's nothing wrong with the energy. I don't want to talk about it. There's something wrong with the fact that it's running your life. I'll tell you that right now. Because that drive, that need is because of your blockages. So if you can't sit back there for a couple of minutes and just notice, you're not going to be able to do what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? Relax. I want you, when this comes up, to relax in its face. Relax in the presence of it. Can you do that? A lot of times, no. Well, then notice you can't. Notice that you should be able to relax inside. Why? So you can be relaxed inside. What will happen? I'm telling you, the energy will do what's called transmute. All of a sudden, this energy that was need or fear or anxiety, you relax, just relax. You relax. It won't relax. You relax. The experiencer of it, relax. Just relax. And you will see over time that energy will change. And that which came up as anger becomes compassion. And that which brought up of need becomes love and fulfillment because you let it raise up. You didn't keep it down. The energies are high. Do you hear me? This is how you grow spiritually every day of your life. Not every day, every minute. Your entire life becomes a spiritual journey. Do this. Work with yourself. And you will go through such transformation, it will blow you away. And sometimes something bigger will come up, and it's a lot harder, and you will tend to be pulled down into it. Do your best. That's all you can do. Breathe, meditate, do mantra, do something. Just do your best. You don't want to go with those lower energies, any of them. Doesn't mean you're capable of not. But if you work with yourself over time, it will all transmute, and you'll be transformed into a being of light. You'll be a present to everybody you ever meet. All right. Work on these things. Jagrative.